Thank you so much to the both of you for taking the time. Obviously, big news, Demandbase is acquiring Engagio. So I'd love to kick off the conversation to just hear what triggered that decision and really why now?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to kick it off. Thanks, Claudia. We are incredibly excited about this news. It's been, as we'll tell you, it's been kind of an ongoing conversation and got done because John and I were so passionate about the solution that we're going to deliver together. I really can say confidently that this is the biggest news in Demandbase's history. I believe it's the biggest move in the category ABM's history. And really what triggered it was a common vision of where the category was going. And there's a tremendous promise in ABM. We're at a really interesting point in the category's development. It took many years to get here, where ABM has really become table stakes. So every B2B company, executives, investors in these companies, they're saying we have to have an ABM strategy. However, there has been confusion as to how do you make ABM successful. So we at Demandbase had really spent a lot of the end of 2019 thinking about how do we clarify this category? We're the leaders in the category. How do we define it? And we thought a lot about that. We've delivered kind of a vision of that at our ABM Innovation Summit. And where the magic happened was John and I have a great relationship. Actually, Engagio and Demandbase have been great partners over the years. We've done a lot of co-marketing. We founded the ABM Leadership Alliance together. And we were doing one of our regular meetings, and John was going into his product vision. And I'll never forget it because it was so completely aligned with everything we had done and thinking about how to clarify the category. However, they had built out all the aspects of it that we had on our roadmap in really impressive ways. And we had built out everything that he wanted to build out. And so we quickly realized there was something really special here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think, you sort of did ask the question about kind of like why now,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that is on people's minds. I mean, we had the COVID crisis and kind of economic turmoil and all that kind of stuff. What I can say confidently is, this isn't happening because of all that. Obviously Demandbase was just fine on their own. We were just on our own kind of financially, but so really this happened despite COVID and, the challenges that face us. I mean, we negotiated this whole deal over Zoom. We did all the integration planning, over Zoom. And I think that's more than anything else a testament of how incredibly excited Gabe and I are about this combination and building the dominant, B2B platform. It was almost like we couldn't not let this happen, despite all the challenges in our way, because it was going to be so game changing. Super excited and for kind of the next phase here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the conversations, as I mentioned, kind of started at the end of last year prior to any of us anticipating what would happen with COVID. And, as that, started to kind of become such an important event, it put a lot of obstacles in our way. Investors got very cautious. They were uncertain about what the future was. And John and I really had to be persistent, enthusiastic, and driven because we believe in this so much to kind of make it happen despite the circumstances.
Awesome. And, obviously we mentioned earlier, and, this brings two major ABM players into the space together. So how do you kind of foresee this really impacting the B2B marketing industry, or even the martech industry as a whole?
Yeah, John, do you want to lead this one?
Yeah, Gabe sort of, already shared the headline, right? This, I think, is the biggest news in B2B since probably Marketo was acquired by Adobe. I think that what this does is it creates, I think, almost, it sets the bar and the standard of what it means to have a complete ABM platform, right? The market's been fragmented. It's been confusing for buyers to sort of, see, oh, hey, Demandbase is an ABM platform, Engagio is an ABM platform. Yeah, but they don't really do the same thing. Do I need to buy both? And then you have other vendors, with their own subset of strengths talking about it, and everybody trying to position as, we're the platform. Well, now truly there is one platform, which is, the dominant, solution. I think if you look in every category of what it means to do ABM, this is the best solution. The only other thing I'll add to that, and then Gabe can jump in, is, the overall B2B stack is pretty fragmented. And I think that just purely, the fact that we're coming together here to, create a quote unquote one-stop shop, is going to simplify things for buyers in a way that will probably actually accelerate the category, which is exactly what happened in marketing automation, right? As soon as somebody came along and said, this is the definitive solution, that's when the category took off.
Yeah, I mean, to add in specifically, in driving B2B marketing, there's this tremendous business transformation that's happening. It's a difficult business transformation. You could think about it in terms of the movement from kind of the marketing automation model that John was such a big part of, which, we call kind of the baton model, which is the handoff between sales and marketing, to a much more dynamic model that works more effectively with the modern customer journey, which isn't kind of linear. And that's, you can think of that as sales and marketing working as a soccer team and kind of having to choreograph everything, constantly coming in and out together in a way that drives revenue forward. And that's a very difficult business transformation that's happening. That's what technology in a fragmented way, John has mentioned, has been building to. We need a unified platform that does that, and that's what this is going to deliver. We also need a unified set of best practices and thought leadership. And I'm equally as excited about what the two companies will deliver there. We're bringing all of Engagio into Demandbase together. So that means John's going to be our chief product officer. His co-founder, Brian Babcock, will be our chief technology officer. We'll bring in engineers and salespeople because there's a real people and culture fit, and there's a thought leadership fit. And I think in addition to the ABM Leadership Alliance that we've done together, the certification program, the only ABM certification program there is, which Demandbase runs, we're really excited about clarifying the best practices for marketers and salespeople so that you'll have the technology, but you'll also be able to kind of drive the business transformation through those practices.
Awesome. And just to, follow up on one of something that you just said in terms of, combining, the two entities, what are your plans in terms of, the features, offerings, capabilities for users? How are you using the strengths of each company to kind of complement one another? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's where it just gets so exciting, is where you kind of take a step back and think about what is Demandbase known for, what are we really differentiated in, and likewise for Engagio, and how do the jigsaw pieces fit together. So one way to look at it is Demandbase has done a really amazing job with that aspect of ABM related to kind of digital marketing and driving digital marketing, which means using intent, differentiated intent to determine who you should target as a marketing team, then going out and targeting them through the proprietary B2B DSP we built through advertising. Once you drive your accounts that are most likely to buy to your site, delivering personalized content so that they're most likely to convert. We've done that incredibly well. Where Engagio comes in is they've done really kind of the mid-lower funnel stuff really well, the lead to account matching, the orchestration of sales and marketing through common plays that will be effective, and sales insights. So one way to look at it is we're bringing the best of kind of digital ABM marketing with the convergence and alignment with sales and marketing approach that Engagio has done well for, a unified platform.
Yeah, good answer. I think that if I sort of think about it from our perspective, sort of more the Engagio lens, you take a great user interface, you take, a great customer data platform, which is really the guts of a marketing platform, if you will. Certainly that's something we learned from Marketo. Great analytics, great sales intelligence, and bring in intent data and machine learning and third-party data, and probably the best B2B ad platform, together. I mean, it's those jigsaw pieces, coming together. To the customers, this is going to feel like incredibly fast integration. Because an Engagio customer is going to all of a sudden have access to all this amazing new stuff. And a Demandbase customer will suddenly have access to all this amazing new stuff. And that's even before we actually start innovating on the combined platform, right? Just bringing them together is going to feel amazing, to customers. And then there's what we can do beyond that.
Awesome. And so how soon will this integration happen, and what will it really consist of, and how are you going to kind of combine the two customer bases together?
Yeah, we're going to really commit to delivering on the promise of this quickly. So in 2020, it's basically going to be our sole focus to deliver this integrated platform. And we're going to make it we also want to make it really easy for current customers to understand the new functionality and new customers to understand the functionality. So it's going to be kind of a very straightforward, I think, for the whole market, clarifying offering. So you're going to have, a core platform, which includes the best B2B CDP, customer data platform, because we're combining what we think are incredible first-party integrations of Engagio with the proprietary and third-party data we have. So that's going to be the core platform. That's going to include being able to segment and plan at the account level, being able to measure at the account level, and then really powerful sales insights, which is also, where we've been incredibly impressed with Engagio and how they can pull together everything that's happening at the account level and deliver to sales and enable them to go kind of the final mile and close revenue in an aligned way with marketing. So that'll be kind of the core platform. And, we're really looking for, from there, what's your focus? You want to do advertising, then, you'll be able to have what we call targeting. We'll have orchestration. We'll have attribution. So we really want to and personalization. We really want to make it clear through our packaging the core functionalities that you'll get. So it's really easy to understand how it all comes together. Because again, that's, if you go back to where we are in the market, it's a bunch of fragmented point solutions. So we're pulling them all together in a really clear way. So how it all fits together and the naming conventions and the functionality is ultra clear and easy, both for our current customers and for prospects.
Awesome. So what's going to happen with Engagio's existing relationship with Bombora in terms of intent data? Will the two coexist? What's going to happen there? Because I know intent has been such a big deal and it's constantly being talked about, and everybody, wants a little piece of it. So how's that going to work?
Yeah, well, I think, we're going to continue. Engagio has always taken a very open strategy. And, I think the intent is for, the new Demandbase to continue that, open strategy. We're going to provide a great platform that has great intent and great ads. But we also hope that, if a customer has other third-party intent that they want to use, that we'll be able to continue to import that, and take advantage of it. If there's a different ad platform, that they want to use, either perhaps in conjunction, we hope to support, that as well. Now, we're still working on communicating with our partners and letting them know about all the news. So, we have some work to do here, but our goal is to support an open strategy.
Well, my final question for you both would be, do you foresee, any more consolidation in the ABM tech space in the future? Even just in terms of consolidation in general with, the marketing technology landscape is just growing every year. So that whole topic of consolidation kind of seems like, it's never going to happen or it's slowly happening. So what's your perspective there?
Well, I really believe that this is going to be a catalyst for tremendous evolution of the category. And, some of that could be consolidation, but I think even more importantly, it's going to be about innovation. And, like I mentioned earlier, it's taken a really long time to get to this point where we can deliver a platform that kind of moves the business transformation from that marketing automation model to the soccer team working together, as one, marketing and sales. And, that's what we're going to deliver. But again, even more excited that once we have that, the foundation is going to be in place to drive incredible innovation that I think we're just scratching the surface of in this category. So I think we're going to look back and say, this moment of the different aspects of ABM coming together with Engagio and Demandbase is going to be a key moment of both consolidation in the category, but I think more important for customers, because they don't necessarily care about consolidation, is the innovation of the technology and practices it's going to drive, and how much of a driver that's going to be and enable them to do ABM and B2B marketing much more effectively.
John, anything to add? Any other final thoughts?
I think on the topic of consolidation, I'll go back to kind of what I said, earlier on this. I think Gabe and I have learned through the process better than anybody how hard it is to actually bring two private companies together. And so, literally, this happened because this combination is so incredibly compelling. And the question is, are there going to be an equal number of other equally as compelling connections out there? Honestly, I don't know if there's anything like that that's quite a perfect marriage as this one. So I think Gabe's right, there's going to be consolidation, and there'll be consolidation because some companies are struggling, but I don't think you'll see as many of this size and strategic importance.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions that I have for you both. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat and really share some details around this awesome news. Good luck with everything moving forward. Hopefully all of the Zoom and virtual meetings work out for you as they clearly have already. So thanks again.
Thanks, Klaudia. It was great. Look forward to talking to you again.
Of course.